On this episode of System Integrators Weekly, Independence Day is here, and with it comes some great sales on pre-built PCs. Let's find out which ones are worth your time. All that and more on this episode of System Integrators Weekly. Let's go, nerds! Hello everyone, I'm Brea Thorne. Welcome to System Integrators Weekly, where we want to tell you happy 4th of July. However, I do feel bad for my Canadian best bud and editor, Mr. Cuddles. Sorry that you don't have the freedom that we enjoy here in the land of freedom. But what we're really trying to free you from is from the feeling of not having a gaming PC, because that's not a great feeling. This is, to be clear, an awkward time if you're interested in getting into gaming PCs. There's new stuff right around the corner, a couple months from now. And if you are able to wait for the new stuff to come out, you certainly can if you want to. It's also, though, a great time to buy a PC. And there's a reason for that. First off, availability of 30 series NVIDIA GPUs and 6000 series Radeon AMD GPUs. It's skyrocketed and prices have plummeted. That's awesome. It's basically a buyer's market. If you are new to PCs, buying something new is probably the best option because then you get a warranty with it and all that good stuff. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about some of the 4th of July sales that you can find on pre-built PCs. Now, we're not going to go into a ton of them. We're going to go into a few good options that you can consider. Now, if you're not the patient type, which is fine, and you want to skip right to the PCs, there are timestamps in the description below. However, if you are the patient type, please patiently wait through the sponsor spot, which this video is sponsored by CDK Deals. CDK Deals is an online marketplace that offers game keys for several different platforms and genuine software licenses at drastically reduced prices. You can even use code BRAE25 to get an additional 30% off. Here's how it works. Here we have an OEM license for Windows 10 Pro. Of course, all Windows 10 Home and Pro keys can be later upgraded to Windows 11 at no charge. Keep in mind that you'll need a new key if you build a new system or make major hardware changes. OEM keys cannot be used to upgrade from Windows 10 Home to Pro, so make sure you know which version you have installed. Here in the cart, you can use code BRAE25 to get an additional 30% off. So an OEM copy of Windows 10 Pro will drop from $22.72 to just $15.90. After your purchase is complete, click View Keys/Codes, click Get the Key, and copy it. Then go to your Windows search bar, type out Activate, and click Activation Settings. My Windows install is already activated, so I'll be replacing it, but yours should just say Activate Windows. Paste in the key, click Activate, and you're done. Thank you, CDK Deals, for continuing to support the channel. Now, right before we get into the PCs, let's talk about a couple disclaimers real quick. First off, this is being recorded for July 3rd, 2022. All pricing and availability you see here will be changing because these are going to be on a timer. You will generally be looking at probably about a couple of weeks for these prices to be applicable, or even shorter in some companies' cases here, which is frustrating for me, but that's why we have our operation code BREATHORN, where on some of these sites you can use code BREATHORN or something similar in order to get a discount. Now, any discount codes you will find on our Discord, which is the Swarm. You'll find a link to that Discord in the description below. It's a genuinely great Discord. It's constantly active. The people there are super cool. And if you like talking about PCs or asking tech questions of tech-savvy people, it's a great place to be. And please read the details in the description down there on how to submit questions and all that in the Tech Questions channel, and read pinned comments before posting anything so you know how to appropriately post your questions to get the best results. The next thing is you will hear opinions here. Opinions are something I trade in pretty frequently, and I took a long time forming my own opinions. So if you disagree, that's totally fine. Do so politely in the comments below, or come on the Discord and chat about it, or come to my streams. I stream every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at around 8 p.m. Central Time, and I am late sometimes. It does happen. Check on my Twitter, which is @BreaThorn, for any updates on where I may be late or anything like that. Now, last disclaimer, really quick one, easy to understand. You are buying at your own risk, and when you do buy something like a PC that gets shipped to you, things can happen in shipping, things like that. But don't worry, every single one of these companies we're going to talk about has a warranty and covers things like that. So just know that most people who buy a pre-built PC get everything in working condition. You could even find something new I started on the Discord, which is the System Integrator Testimonials, or SI Testimonials. Look for that category in the Discord. You'll find specific system integrators, and if you're interested in one of those, you may find, although it is a very new category, so there's not a whole lot of entries, you may find someone giving a testimonial about the system integrator you're interested in, which can be some great direct feedback from someone who actually purchased as a basically secret shopper, and see what kind of experience they had. The best ones are where there's an issue and it gets fixed or not fixed, and then you get to really learn about that company. Now, moving on. First company we're going to talk about is a pretty standard one around here, that is iBUYPOWER. Now, we're not talking about iBUYPOWER at Best Buy or Amazon.com or any of those kinds of third-party retailers. I typically talk about purchasing directly from iBUYPOWER, which, as I have shown several times, is a different product. Basically, it's still a computer that says iBUYPOWER on it, but it is packaged differently, it is built differently, and it's been a consistent good result for the people in the Discord who have purchased from iBUYPOWER. If you've purchased any PC from a system integrator, go check the SI Testimonials category. Please leave your story there with photos if possible, just to let everyone know what your experience was like. This is something that you guys can provide to your own community that is of great value, and I definitely appreciate those of you who have already done so. Thank you very much. So let's get into iBUYPOWER here. Now, iBUYPOWER is running their typical thing. We're looking at same-day ready systems. Now, what we're looking at here is $50 off any systems that are over $1,000, and that's with code RDY. That's not a code from me or anything, that is a code from them. And you can use that to get 50 bucks off a system that's up to $19.99 basically. Because at $19.99 and up, you get $100 off with code RDY100. And that's actually pretty critical here for a system that we've talked about before, but was previously at a lower price. That one caused a whole uproar. But let's take a look at what they have in stock. You'll notice there's not a ton of systems available like there have been before. We've seen it to where there's 25 different systems plus. So one typical thing you'll see here is a lot of these have a bunch of glass on the front. If you'd like, click this link right here, and you'll see a review where I reviewed a case like this that iBUYPOWER had. And I found that, yes, removing that front panel did help a lot, particularly with GPU temperature. However, there is an exception here. This is a newer front panel from iBUYPOWER. And on this system, this is kind of the one that I would recommend if you're around the $2,000 price range, because this system just sent the community into an uproar before, and it sold out very quickly. This system is $2,099, which of course, because it's above $19.99, it would get $100 off, making it $19.99. The previous price on this system was $1,850. Now, why was that such a big deal? Because it comes with an Intel Core i7 12700KF CPU. 12700KF is a lot like a 12700K, except they say FU, you don't get integrated graphics. That's what the F stands for. Probably. So that's a 12700KF, which is an unlocked and overclockable processor with 8 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores. It's probably the highest performance processor I would call a gaming processor. Once you go to 12900K, that's going to be better suited for things like content creation. This comes with a Z690 DDR4 motherboard, so it uses DDR4 memory, which is 16 gigs of that, of DDR4 3600, a 1TB M.2 drive, NVMe SSD, and a 240mm all-in-one liquid cooler. Oh, did I mention the 3080? Yeah, it's a 12700K and a 3080 for $2,000. Pretty good deal. If you're looking for something that can get into even 4K gaming, although there are some caveats to this system I'll get into in a second, this is probably a great option for you. Now, caveats. 750 watt power supply is what NVIDIA recommended when they first released the 3080 and 30 series GPUs, and this has that. However, those recommendations were made well before 12th gen Intel was even a thing. A K-SKU 12th gen processor can do its turbo boosting on its clocks for about as long as it wants. That means there's less headroom for the GPU to do its transient power spike thing, which Gamers Nexus made a really, really good video about this, by the way. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do the card thing. You can check it out right here, and you should maybe open it up in another tab and check that out after this video because viewer retention is very important. So there's not as much headroom for the GPU to go haywire and have 10 or so microseconds of a transient power spike. So that can cause shutdowns, things like that. Can interrupt your game pretty severely. Not good. And potentially damage hardware. Even more not gooder. My recommendation would be if you get the system, plan on getting an upgrade to the power supply. The other caveat to this is that 16 gigs of RAM is fine if you want to game, unless you specifically want to play games like Escape from Tarkov or heavily modded Skyrim or heavily modded Minecraft. Those can eat up quite a bit of memory. And yeah, you can easily get, because they use brand name memory here, you look at the memory you get a matching kit and make it 32 gigs overall, which also is a great idea if you plan to game and stream on this system, which you totally can as long as you add some more system memory, one of the easiest upgrades you can possibly do to computers. There are a couple of other good systems here, really. Like you've got one here that is 1649 and it comes with a 12700KF and an RTX 3060 Ti. That right there, 1440p gaming all day long, gaming, streaming, all kinds of stuff, even entry-level video editing, things like that, if you get a good amount more RAM than this. And it sort of scales up as you go along, although I don't have it in, price low to high. Let me go ahead and do that now. It starts at $849 with an Intel Core i3 12100F and an RX 6500 XT. Now, this is a situation where that 6500 XT is going to have Gen 4 PCIe, but it's still not a great option for a GPU. Moving up to this system here would be highly recommended for the extra $100. Remember, there's not going to be a discount on this. It's under $999. It then jumps up to $1369 with a Ryzen 5 3600 CPU that's basically a generation back, and a 3060 Ti. So if you're looking actually for a more budget option for a gaming PC, this one right here is not it. Neither is the 12700KF and 3060 Ti that I mentioned for $1649. I'll explain why later on. Stay tuned. There actually is a ridiculously good option that I spent a lot of time with recently that you're going to want to know about. And it's on sale, like a really good sale. But yeah, this one right here, the AMD Ryzen 7 5700X, that is a great gaming CPU with a 3070 for $1599. That's a heck of a deal. But the thing is, I don't really recommend anyone jumping into 5000 series Ryzen right now, unless, if you've already got it, good. They're great. They're amazing. I ran a 5900X for a long time, did all my content creation, streaming on it, everything. But if you're just getting a PC right now, and there's not some crazy deal someone's offering you to get Ryzen 5000 series, it's at end of life, basically. And the Ryzen 7000 series processors might be just a month away if rumors are correct, which they are not always. So we'll find out very soon. Next thing here, I do want to sort of take another look at Maingear. I keep hearing people insisting that they're good, and I understand, like, they do some really good things, especially for picking a custom system. But what we're looking for is for their 4th of July sale. Let's see what they got. So here is Maingear, and there's a 4th of July sale. There is the Maingear Vibe. They're pretty much their sort of base model that you'll find. This one was reviewed pretty favorably by Gamers Nexus, although they were like, change your front panel. But otherwise, the build quality and everything was really good, and I like that. That appeals to me. I love that idea of a really well-built system that uses standard ATX components so that you can replace them easily and upgrade them easily, which is why we talk about system integrators and not OEMs. So here we go, the Vibe RTX 3060 Ti. This sounds familiar. 5600X, 3060 Ti, and a 500 watt power supply, at least 100 watts underpowered. No, I don't care if you tested it, Maingear. That doesn't matter. Your job as a system integrator is to understand the minimum required or recommended specs and go with those. Many of your customers will not know that, and you are taking advantage of those customers by underpowering their systems. How many 500 watt power supplies must you have that you're actually looking at recommendations from the parts manufacturers and saying, yeah, we know better, you don't. So we'll move on. The next one is it's It's more power hungry. Ryzen 7 5800X and a 3070 minimum requirement or recommendation for that is a 650 watt power supply. And they put a 500 watt in there. The same power supply, as if they didn't upgrade the components at all. I hope if any of you out there have seen any of my videos, you're not even considering this. For $1949, with a 3070 and a 5800X, which admittedly was a great processor. I mean, Cuddles is still editing videos on one. For $1949, that is $50 less than getting a 12700KF and a 3080 and a case that has better airflow. Maingear, iBUYPOWER has better airflow than you do on your like best seller. Yikes. Look, I don't care what else they have. Yeah, 3080, 2449, and it's a 5900X. A 12700K beats the pants off a 5900X. And guess what? 750 watt power supply. Hey, you guys hit the minimum. You did the minimum. That's... So now let's get into the brass tacks, the one that I'm really excited about. And that's gonna be Skytech. If you were around yesterday and you got to watch the premiere of the review for the Skytech Azure, I got to get one of those and unbox and test the thing, and man, that InWin 103 surprised the hell out of me. I was there trying to improve temperatures when they were already well within range, and even adding fans changed nothing. It ran great. No complaints from me, and this system right here, the Azure 12th Gen Intel, has a 12600K. It's just a rad CPU. Special edition Skytech RGB InWin 103. It looks okay right here. In person, this case actually looks way cool. It looks better in person, actually. You know what? Let's roll a little bit of the montage. I was proud of this montage. Here's about 15 seconds of it right here. Check out the video. It's linked right here. I'll go through this whole system for you, so we're not going to spend too long on it. Let's just talk about the price from $1579 down to $1399 plus free shipping for a 12600K and a 3060 Ti. I didn't mention that earlier, did I? 3060 Ti. 3060 Ti is like the best price to performance card on the market. It is much closer to a 3070 than it is to a 3060. It's supposed to sit in between, but it's closer to the card above it. That's good. 1440p gaming all day long. This is not your final price. $1399 plus free shipping. Yeah, that already sounds great, but type in coupon code Raythorn, which I've done obviously before, hit enter, $1399, you get an additional discount, which this is one of the discounts listed in the coupon codes channel on our Discord. You want to know about that channel because these codes can change. They are subject to change. So if you're watching this video in the future, that code may have changed. Go to the Discord, which is linked in the description below, and go to the coupon codes channel just to make sure the Skytech code is the same. $42 off. The answer to life, the universe, and everything, but also your discount on the system brings it down to $1357.99. Now, what was I saying about the system over here? You can get a system with a Ryzen 5 3600 and a 3060 Ti. You can get that, or you can get 12th gen Intel, last gen Ryzen, or current/next gen Intel, which because you're able to take this motherboard and put a 13th gen processor in there. Whereas Ryzen, as we know it, is ending with a socket AM4 now being a thing of the past, at least in a month or two. Now let's talk about this other one here. This one is the Chronos. This one you get $200 off. It is normally $1699 down to $1499. This one comes with a 5600X. As I mentioned before, still a great gaming CPU. And a 3070. If you like AMD and you want to go that route, that's totally fine by me. This does have a more typical airflow setup where you have front intake and your air cooler there and rear exhaust. Plus 1TB M.2 drive, 16 gigs DDR4 3200. I'd rather see 3600 on any Zen 3 processor. Tons of RGB, all that good stuff. 650 watt power supply, totally fine here. The 5600X does not pull a ton of power. So those two systems, both excellent options depending on what you choose to prioritize. The GPU is the most important aspect of a system when it comes to a gaming PC. However, the Azure, as it stands here, it is going to have more future upgradability. So that's going to be until the 15th of July. If this is after the 15th of July, don't worry, you can still get the coupon code Braethorn, or whatever it may be if it does change, in the coupon codes channel on the Discord and still get yourself a discount, which is why we do Operation Code Braethorn, to make sure you can always get a discount with the sites that work with us, with the companies that work with us, that we trust. Skytech has gotten consistently good reviews from the community. I mean, they back their customers, period. That's what I look for, above just price to performance, okay? Now, there are times where that aspect of it, of how they take care of how a company takes care of their customers, and the quality of the parts and the work that they put into it and all of that, is more important than price to performance, and you'll pay a little bit more. The thing is, I want to tell you guys that I am unbiased when it comes to reporting on these system integrators. Full stop. Okay, I want to tell you guys straight up, I am mostly unbiased when it comes to yes, he's right. There is Alexander PCs, and I am kind of biased towards them. Let's talk about it. When it comes to boutique builders and smaller system integrators, it's a completely different experience from your larger system integrators, or even the medium ones. And that's by design. That's one of the reasons that people continually will recommend them in my own streams or in the Discord without me saying a word, because they've had the experience. They've gotten the PCs. They've talked to the people there. Which, think about this. When you buy a PC, you are going to pay for it one time. And then you are going to use it for years. So, while it is true that companies like Alexander PCs sell in smaller volumes and thus have to generally charge more, there's a part to it where, and there's a certain customer base where they look for situations like that, where it's like, I will pay more to have a better experience overall. But when you're talking about a company like this, it's one person building it, testing it, QCing it from start to finish. You can talk to that person. You can request that they build it live on stream and watch it. And you get a system that is curated for you. If you say, you know what, I really like the Centurion, but could I get it with a Corsair cooler? Or could I get it with this other motherboard that has a feature that I want? Or could I get it with my dog's face painted on the side, hand painted by Matt the Aussie, who's an awesome artist? Yeah, you can do all of that stuff. Let's take a look at one of the most popular systems they have, which is the 12th gen Intel Hoplite. This is a $1,298 system. Now that's awfully close to something like the $1,350 that you'd pay for the Azure that I just talked about, but that's on sale until the 15th. It goes right back up to $1,600 right after that, $1,570. So normally this system would be about $300 cheaper than that. And it comes with a 12400, a Core i5 12400, and an RTX 3050. If you're gaming at 1080p, well, just go watch the review that it did on this system. It did amazingly at 1080p. And that price isn't just the price of the system. It includes shipping in the continental US. It includes also a lifetime warranty. And I know TJ, he fully intends for that to be exactly what it sounds like. But if you do something like, I don't know, batting practice by your gaming setup, don't do that. You might damage your system, and then that's not within the warranty. But if your CPU craps out in 8 years, you're covered, that kind of thing. And that's something that is difficult to quantify dollar-wise. You don't know how it's going to go for you, but I will say they use higher quality components. You don't find budget systems out there where they don't go for the cheapest motherboard that they can. Instead, this is Asus Tough Gaming B660M. Vetru V5 cooler. 12400 can go with the stock cooler if they wanted to. It would do okay. But the Vetru V5 looks better, performs better, and it guarantees that you're never going to have overheating issues on your CPU. The CPU temps were amazing when I tested it. 1 terabyte M.2 drive, not a 500 gig. So when you say budget system, this is higher than the budget you would think, but including shipping and including a lifetime warranty, That's a big deal at $1,300. Now, even though there isn't a 4th of July sale going on here, I will say two very important things. First off, there's always a sale going on at Alexander PCs because they've gifted us with a code, a coupon code, which I'm not even gonna say it here because we may have to change it soon because codes get misused and passed around on weird websites and whatnot. Go to the Discord, go to the coupon codes channel and see the code there. I'm not gonna say it here because then it might change, but it is there on the Discord. Go check it out. It gets you 50 bucks off anything on the site. That's some of the sales that I found. I did find some other ones, but like I found some at iBUYPOWER that were like, I wasn't too impressed. Things like that. Basically, I just wanted to give you a few deals to go look at. 4th of July comes and goes, and so be sure to come back later on, subscribe so that you can come back, check out more videos, and hit the notification bell because you never know if the video that's gonna help you find the system that's for you is gonna be suggested to you by YouTube. Who even knows with that mysterious algorithm? And yeah, there's gonna be more PC reviews as well, including a giveaway coming up. As soon as I can get that video done. And I have a couple in front of it, but I mean, it's gonna be this month. The giveaway is launching this month. So get subscribed if you're interested in getting having a PC given to you. That it is North America only though, I will say that. Quick rundown of the stuff that's coming up, okay? And if you're not interested in that, that's totally fine. Thanks for watching the video, I appreciate you being here. But this is the stuff coming up and it's really, really exciting. Oh boy, but there's a cost to it. So I do still intend, as I mentioned a couple of videos back, to head up to North Carolina to check out what's going on with Phoenix PCs, cover their story, show you guys what's going on behind the scenes there as they are launching a new system integrator company. How often do we get a chance to tell that story? I'll tell the answer to that question, not often at all, as in never. So that's this month too, because I have to do that before I go to Seattle for PAX West. And they've actually requested that I go to PAX West and asked me to host another panel. Going from being a nobody to them before PAX East, to them requesting me to be there as media and to host another panel is incredibly surreal. It's been a crazy week. We hit 15,000 subscribers, we hit 1 million views, I randomly got Twitch partner, and then after that, I'm going with Team Excluded to TwitchCon in October, PAX West in September, North Carolina this month. I really, really want to go and I want to tell that story. And then San Diego in October. And then I had someone from DreamHack say, hey, sorry we couldn't chat at DreamHack Dallas. We'd love to have you at DreamHack Atlanta in November. I don't think I can do that one. Guys, I'm sorry. There's too many things. And I honestly don't think I can do all of them. I don't know if I can do all of them. I don't even know if I can go to PAX West with them asking me to go. So when it comes down to it, I may need you guys' help on this. I don't like saying, hey, I want to do this thing, which is obviously fun for me, but it also means a lot of work. And I really want to bring this coverage to you guys for those of you who do enjoy it. But come to the stream tonight so we can chat about it and how maybe you guys can help out. I still, with Stream Elements, don't have a working donation goal thing. The thing just never works. So I don't know how I would do it, but I think I could use your guys' help on this one. I have a lot of travel to book and I really want to cover these things for you guys and even meet some of you. Like if you're in North Carolina, and I've talked to a couple of you there, that'd be super cool, although that's going to be a super short trip and very concentrated. But then Seattle, San Diego, this is the kind of stuff that I never thought I'd be able to do, and I really want to do it. Like, I really, really want to do this. Anyway, that's enough yammering out of me. You guys, I hope you have a great week and a wonderful 4th of July. Happy 4th of July to you. But yeah, I'll see you guys on stream tonight, possibly late. I am filming this very late, actually, so Cuddles is going to get it late. And yeah, until then, take care.